Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a video I've been meaning to do for a while. I am going to basically shout out Andy at Kill You're in a Loser, who originally helped fix my original Tinder profile 2 years ago. And I went to visit him. I went all the way to Melbourne in Australia. I was living in Sydney, so it wasn't that far. But the idea was that he promised to be able to fix my Tinder profile, and he was also able to do photo shoots with me as well to give me better photos to use. The other reason I'm doing this video is to show what it looks like when you go from a Tinder profile that doesn't work to one that actually does get you some dating results. And we're going to go through the profile pics originally and go to the ones that I have currently, and I'll make comments based on kind of the idea behind the profile that I currently have versus how bad the old one was, and hopefully you'll see what the improvement looks like. I don't look massively different as well from one to the other, so it shows you that with just a little bit of photo selection and a little bit of tweaking about how you present yourself, you can do a lot better with online dating. It doesn't matter, sometimes it's just the quality of your photos, not you yourself, that decides whether or not you get success or don't get success. And yeah, full disclosure, Andy is not paying me for this video. I don't have any remuneration between me and him for doing this. I don't get any affiliate. I'm just his friend now, but back then I was just a client, and he helped me out and he gave me what he promised he would, which is a Tinder profile that worked. So let's get into it. So we're starting off with my original profile. I'll show you the first picture, and obviously with a Tinder profile, the first picture is the most important. The majority of swipes you'll get will be on the first picture. This has been proven by people who've gone into the background of the Tinder web app and shown you can see which pictures get the most swipes, and it's always the first picture pretty much. So let's go through. So number one is this one, which is a picture of me in a bar in New Orleans. I'm dressed in this weird pineapple shirt with a horrible ginger beard next to my friend who's actually better looking than me, which is a weird choice for a first profile pic. I'll go to number two and number three. This is actually slightly cut, this picture. It actually has, there's like 7 people in the picture, but I've cut to the point where it's just me. Sorry that I had to blur out all my friends' faces. They didn't ask to be on YouTube. I'm not going to show their faces. This is just me drinking on a rooftop somewhere. I thought it looked good. I thought it looked like I was having fun with my friends. There's a picture of me just hiking in the Blue Mountains near Sydney. I thought it was a really cool picture. I still do, but I don't know. It just probably wasn't working very well for me for whatever reason. I'm dressed appallingly, but it's hiking clothes. What are you going to do? Another picture of me with friends, number 4, just on the beach. You can't really see too much of me. It's just like quite a far back picture. I'm not taking up much of the frame. Number 5 is a picture with me drunk out with another friend who's better looking than I am, which is kind of stupid again, but it's actually not a bad photo. It did end up being used again in the future. So now we're going to get onto the profile that actually works. And this is the first picture. This is one that Andy actually took in the streets of Melbourne. And you can see I'm dressed a lot better. I've got accessories on. I've got a cool hat on. I look a lot better because he's touched up the photo a little bit as well to bring out the best side of me. I'm better groomed as well than my original first photo. And more importantly, it's just of me. It's a picture of just me and my face, which is what you want from a first profile pic. You want it to be just a shot of you and what you look like, and obviously it has to look like you. You can't catfish people, but this works. This was a very good working picture that I used for a long time. I don't use it anymore, but this is the picture that we ended up using when we took all those photo shoots in Melbourne. Also, I'm filling the frame, which is another important point. You want to fill the frame of the photos as much as possible. You don't want to be standing miles back and most of the photo be the stuff around you in the background. That's a mistake a lot of people make. Number 2 and 3, so we've got me with a mate. You do want to have pictures of you with friends, but keep them like relatively minimal. You in a group photo of like 20 people is not very helpful. You with like 1 other mate or 2 other mates is pretty good, and you obviously want to look like you have friends. The other important part of this is that it shows that I've got like my head shaved a little bit, because otherwise I'm just wearing hats and not showing what my hair looks like in all the photos. So I like to keep this one going, and I still have this one today, even though it's like a 3-year-old photo. But I don't look markedly different from that anyway. Number 3 is one of my favorite photos of me ever taken. It was a really artistic shot that Andy did underneath some cool light in this arcade hall. It's really cool in terms of you see the actual full-on picture, but Tinder's got to crop your photos a little bit, so I can't get the full picture in all its glory onto Tinder. But it's still cool and I'll still keep using it. I still use it to this day. Number 4 is a picture of me with 2 cute girls. Obviously you can't see their faces. It's good to have pictures with girls on your Tinder profile. I know people go back and forth about this, but like if you've got a picture of you, like a girl like hugging you like a mate, kind of, that's a really good picture to have. It shows that you actually hang out with girls, which is, you know, social proof or whatever they call it. So you should have pictures like that. Don't be afraid to put up pictures with girls because people might think that you've got a girlfriend in your pictures. Nah, but this is better because it's me with 2 friends. So it's obvious that I'm not dating both of them. Number 5 is this cool picture of me with a waterfall that Andy pulled out of, like, I sent him like 200 photos and he pulled out some photos to mess around with in Photoshop and make them look cooler. And this waterfall pic, yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it. It works as like a pic that shows I'm a traveler because I spend most of my like 20s backpacking. I'm kind of settled down a little bit more now, but I will always be traveling throughout the rest of my life. So I will keep the traveling pics up and I'm trying to get better ones. But I do like that pic. It's quite cool. And that is everything on the photos. My bio is really simple. It just says 6'2" and don't steal my favorite shirt. That's all it says. I nicked that off a guy I know off Telegram. Yeah, I don't think you should have really long-winded bios. Just keep it really short and like try and put something that's funny into it. I do put my height. I don't know if that makes a huge difference, but I have ended up on dates with a lot of girls who are like quite tall and they were looking for someone who is taller than them. So if you're a taller guy, it doesn't hurt to put your height in the bio. And yeah, that's everything about this Tinder profile, to be honest. You can see the huge difference, I think, in the quality of photos between the original set and the new set. It's a really good job that Andy's done. The best thing he did, other than the photo shoots, was just trawl through like hundreds of my photos that I sent him and picked out the ones. It's pretty much all about selection. You're going to have great photos already on your phone. You just don't know which ones the best are. So I recommend you go and read his Tinder guide. I'll link his YouTube channel down below, but you should be able to find his Tinder guide through there. He wrote a 130,000 word Tinder guide and it's completely free. Most of his ideas about what makes a great Tinder profile is found in that guide. So you'll be able to read through it and base your Tinder profile a similar way. I'd say mine is I look a little bit edgy, which is kind of the whole point. That word edgy has been like destroyed by the internet. But back in the day, people said you've got to try and look a little bit edgier and just look, you know, just look cooler than some like every plain normal guy who's on Tinder. You've got to stand out a little bit. And if you can stand out by looking like a little bit of a fuckboy, that's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so that's me going over my Tinder profile. I hope everyone's enjoyed this. Peace out till next time.